to our 2018 Origin Summer Preview. I am here with Sean from Mr. B Games.
Howdy, howdy.
And we have a bunch of blocks in front of us. What am I looking at?
This is a little dexterity game we have called Stacked.
Okay.
It's pretty clever.
Currently they're not stacked.
They're currently not stacked because we knocked them over. The setup was incredibly easy as we just dumped the contents of the box on the table.
So you guys didn't get to see that part, but he literally just dumped the box on the table.
Yes.
Just a component drop, and we were ready to go.
And that's how we went.
So what is this? How do we play this?
So basically how we would play Stacked is we're going to take 2 cards from this deck and we're going to flip them over. And it's going to show us 2 different shapes. So we got like this shape here and this shape here. And we're going to use those shapes and we're going to make ourselves a base.
All right.
We're going to take these and discard them. They're going to be out of play.
All right.
And we now have a set of cards. We've set this up like a 3-player, so we've got a dummy hand here just to kind of give you a feel, and then the 2 of us here. And I'll play my hand kind of face up just to give everybody a little idea of what we're doing.
Dummy hand here and let them take a look at what's in the hand.
So there are 4 suits.
All right.
Represented by 4 colors, also 4 shapes for those that can't see colors. They're numbered 1 to 7. So at its core, this is a trick-taking game, but it's a 1 card. High card wins the trick.
All right.
But where things get interesting are initially we're going to call a color, so we might say something like yellow. And then everybody has to play a yellow card if they can. If they can't, then they can slough anything off that they'd like.
All right.
Okay. But let's say we call yellow, and that's what we call. So then we would come out and just for demonstrative, interesting purposes, let's say that we call yellow. So everybody would grab a card. Our dummy player has this card. You grab a card from over there, and we would say like a 1, 2, 3 reveal. I throw down a 7. You throw down a 6. Our third player throws down a 7. So the high card is a 7.
Right.
These 2 actually tie each other, so the next highest card wins the trick.
Oh, so they cancel each other out.
Canceled each other out, right?
All right.
So what would happen is you'd win the trick, you'd get this shape, right?
Yay.
And because you won the trick, you get to give that to one of these 2 other players.
Here, this is for you.
So you give it to me, of course, and he goes like this. So then in clockwise order, I have to take my 2 pieces, I have to add them to the tower in some dramatic way without touching the base.
All right.
The other player has to do the same. You don't want to bump it over, and you winning the trick, you get to flip this card over, and you scored 5 points. Our dummy hand and myself, we used our super powerful cards. We expected to win, but in reality, we lost, so we only get 1 point.
All right.
If they won the trick, it would have won 5, but because we were foiled by each other, we only got partial points.
All right.
All right. And then everybody gets a card drawn back up to their hand, so you always have 7. And whoever, the person with the lowest score in that trick, gets to call the next trick's color. So you won and you were lowest, so you get to call the color.
So obviously I'm calling blue.
So you're going to call blue because you know you have a good hand of blue. So everybody has to pick a blue card. We do a 1, 2, 3 reveal.
All right, so boom. We'll do it again.
Okay. And so 7 was the one I want. So I would win the trick with 7. I'll return the favor and give you that piece.
All right.
I get to flip this over to show a win, and I add it to my initial pile because now I have 6 points.
Okay.
Right?
Then
Our
what
dummy
happens
player
with
here,
these?
he goes like that, so he's going to get 4 points from the last time he went, and his piece, of course, he's going to have to play. And you played, what'd you play? The big T. So, and I gave you.
So you gave me the big T.
Oh, and you had
they
this,
both. Yes, they both had.
They had the same piece. Okay.
Yeah,
so you're playing those 2. He's playing this one. And you got to add them to the stack of the tower here.
From anywhere here,
Anywhere
or can
you'd
it
like.
still be on the
It
base?
just can't touch the table.
Oh, all right. So
And the rule's 1 hand, so you can use anything you want with 1 hand. There you go. And then our little dummy player here. Looks dangerous. Something like that. And we're good to go.
And we just keep doing this.
We just keep doing that until, like a little time warp here. We get a little crazy, and somebody gets a little wiggly. This thing might get outrageously tall. And somebody comes up here and does, And when that happens, you do like a timeout pause.
Okay.
And the person who knocked it over gets to look at their trick pile, and they get to score half the points in the pile.
Okay.
And then everybody else scores full points in their pile.
All right.
And basically, if somebody knocks it over a second time, that's it. So you play until one person knocks it over twice.
So, and then at that point, whoever's the most points is the winner. And And how many players does this play?
This will play up to 5.
Up to
and
5?
We're messing around with 6 currently, but right now it's really good with 5, and we're potentially might be able to take it up to 6.
Okay. And when should we see this available, possibly?
We're looking probably for the tail end of 2018 to do a Kickstarter on this one.
Okay, so it's still a bit. What are the ages you're looking at on this? With it being blocks,
honestly, we play. I mean, I have nieces and nephews that are anywhere from 5 to 20, and we play with all of them. So I play with my 6-year-old niece, and she can play. She likes the colors, and she can stack just as well as the rest of them. She has maybe sometimes the harder time with the cards and the colors, but she can count to 10. So really, what we've told people is if you can count to 10 and you know 4 basic shapes or colors, so.
And as long as you can stack things.
Right. I mean, I'd say probably 8 and up pretty safely.
Okay, so now you can go. I'm just going to play with the blocks.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, sometimes just even trying to get these things to match up, right? That's how one of my nieces likes to play it. She says, let's cooperatively try to build it without knocking it down. And so we have some pretty cool variants in the back of the rule book. We
okay, so I was going to ask if there were other ways to play this game.
Cooperative way to play. We have some others like that. We have an unofficial one that they call the Trump Tower, which as you're going, they say whatever the topmost block is a Trump suit. So when you're still playing the colors and the suits, and somebody says yellow, but if blue's on top, then these become
the Trump
suit, and they can beat the highest yellow.
Perfect.
So yeah,
this seems really cute. I like
it's a lot of fun.
So again, you're looking to kickstart this late this year.
Tail end of the year,
hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you showing us
Thank you so much.
This is really cool, and we will see you folks in a little bit.
Appreciate it.